Welcome guys to our Codex OpenAI videos, and today we're going to be going through what Codex is, how to set it up on your computer or your laptop, and how to get started using Codex in your system. Alright, so first up, what is Codex? Basically is an OpenAI AI coding agent for software development, and for you to be able to use Codex, you have to either subscribe to ChatGPT Plus, Pro, Business, Edu, or Enterprise plan, which include the Codex. So that means that you cannot actually use Codex with the free version of ChatGPT. So for you to actually get started with it, you need to get on a Pro plan. So if you check this out, you're going to see that here, if you come to upgrade plan, if it's going to release, actually the default is you start on the free plan, then you can upgrade to a plan. You have different plan here. You have the Go plan, which starts at £7, or depends where you are. Then you have the Plus plan. Then you have the Pro. All right, currently on this plan, so you can get on this. There's also a business plan, which definitely costs higher. Okay, so yeah, you should know that you need to get on that for you to get started. So once you get that out of the way, then let's quickly go to the quick start. So basically you can use Codex in three forms, right? You can use Codex first in your IDE. Then you can use Codex in the CLI, which is a command line, and as well the cloud. So these are three ways you can actually use Codex in your computer. Okay, like IDE with me VS Code, Sublime, but VS Code is the most popular. You can always connect your Codex and start coding with it. So to get started, the setup, they actually start with the app, but macOS only. You can use it, the app version in macOS. Then for the IDE, you can always run your IDE in any of your computers. So to get started, what you need to do, you need to install Codex, download it for VS Code, for Cursor, or for Windsurf, or for Visual Studio Code Insider. So you can use it with these IDEs. All right, I'm currently using it for VS Code. So if you want it for VS Code, you could open that and you could get that for your VS Code, same as Cursor, Windsurf, and the Code Insider. Okay, so once you get that going, then if you want to use Codex for the CLI in your terminal, what you need to do is to come on to grab this command to install Codex CLI. You need to grab this command if you are using npm, but if you are using the brew, you need to use brew install Codex. So you need to copy this, then move on to your VS Code and run that command. So while that is running, awesome, so you could hit enter. So it's going to go right and install that for you quickly. Okay, so while that is running, you can as well use Codex in the cloud. Okay, that means in your browser you can dictate, you can give instruction, AI prompts to on how you write your code right in your browser, and it's going to do that right for you. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see how that works. So if you want to use that, you need to open Codex in your browser. Go to chatgpt.com/codex. You can delegate a task and tag at Codex in a GitHub pull request, and it's going to sign you up or require you to sign in, and you could get started. Yeah, it's going to do that for you. So let's get back. These are the three ways you can use Codex IDE, then terminal, as well as Codex in your browser. So let's jump back to the first one, which is Codex in your IDE. So we're going to move right to open Visual Studio Code, and seeing what we have back there. Okay, so here we run that, but first I want to start with the IDE. All right, once you open VS Code, what you need to do, you need to install the Codex extension. So you need to come to extension, which is this here, then search for Codex. Okay, so this is it. Once you are here, you are going to click on this Codex OpenAI Coding agent, and it's going to show up. So you are going to check to the right, and what you need to click on, you need to install from here. Okay, you hit your install button. I've already done that. That is why it's showing this. You install, and it's going to install Codex agent in your extension. So once you're done, you close that up, and you can now go back and click on your extension, and you are going to see Codex there after the installation. So you see Codex is here. So once you open it, it's going to show this. So this is the Codex, how to use Codex in your IDE. So you can prompt your, create a sign up button. Okay, so you could input that, and it's going to start working. Here what you have, you could add files here. You could add files to this Codex IDE. Here you could choose the model you want to use. Right now it's on GPT 5.2 Codex. Okay, so you could change that or regulate the one you want to choose. And again, you could change the reasoning ability of Codex. You could change it to low, medium, high, or extra high. So it depends on the task you are currently working on and what it requires at that point in time. And again, the plus icon is to add files to your Codex IDE. So that is that about the IDE part. So for you to use Codex, the second part we talked about basically the Codex in terminal. You need to first install, like I said, you copy this code and you jump back into your VS Code, and I think I've already run that code. npm install -g, which stands for global OpenAI Codex, and once you hit enter, it's going to install. You could see that one package change already did that installation, and it's going to run that for you. So once you've done that, how do you access it? You just do Codex and hit enter. So once you do that, it's going to open that. Yeah, awesome. You're going to see that it's going to log you right into the Codex terminal. All right, so there are different ways you can work right with this. So this is the IDE on the left, then this is the CLI and the middle. So this, once you open it, is going to show you the version of Codex. At this point is 0.98. all right, then the project, I'm currently working on this directory. Of course, you can always switch directory. So this is the model you're using, and okay, so these are the basic features basically you need to know at this point, plus others. First, let me quickly show you how you can check command. Once you hit the slash, it's going to give you different command, like the reasoning model. You can change the reasoning model. Once you hit enter after that slash, you could change it. It's in 5.2 Codex, which is the current version. Okay, then I could change it to 5.3, which is awesome. So you could choose medium or you could choose high, anyone. Once you select that, you can see it's in high, you hit enter. So it's going to change that, and here the model is going to show to you. So we are going to talk more about this, but for now, let's check the third way you can use Codex, which is basically Codex in the cloud or in your browser, which is the third way to use that. So to actually use Codex in this way, you just basically come to the email or the Gmail you subscribe with Codex, then what you need to do, visit the home page of your ChatGPT Pro, then select the Codex. You could see Codex here. Once you click on it, it's going to bring you here. All right, it's going to open up this for you. So this is how you use Codex in the cloud. So here you could describe a task, but first you can link you need to link your GitHub, so that as you are working, is going to sync what you're doing with your GitHub account. So you could describe a task, pick a code base, and you could ask Codex to help you work on a peer review in your code. So these are a lot of possibility you could work. You could set up Codex with Slack as well, but we are not using this for that, so I'll close that up. So these are three ways you can actually use Codex. So again, you can select a particular repo you want to work with, configure a repo from your GitHub. So once you click on this, it's going to take you to GitHub, and from there you could choose how you want to work with it. Okay, so I already set this up. You could install ChatGPT connector here, install and authorize. So it's going to give it access to read and check commit status or metadata read and write access action in your repo, all of your repo, or only selected repo. So I don't, just cancel for now. Okay, so that is actually how you do that. So I believe I'll be able to explain much of these details you need to get started using ChatGPT. So in the next video, we are going to show you most of the command you need to work with ChatGPT on your VS Code. I mean, using the terminal as well as the IDE and the cloud. Thank you for watching. I'll see you right in the next video.